All right.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
So,
We
I-
are
so
back.
I started off doing this thing on relationship stories and relationship advice. Should we try to do it or not?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Are you asking me for relationship advice?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
So we have people that send relationship advice
oh,
in,
wow. Okay.
and yeah. All right.
Okay.
So
You're asking a scruffy mountain man who
we'll read this one. And it's hard to tell sometimes
okay.
if if they're just ranting or if they're whoever's got a right point. All right, we'll
All
read
right.
it. So my 21-year-old girlfriend is constantly berating me. He's a male, 26.
Okay.
First off,
Uh-huh.
big age gap.
Hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
I think that they're in
20 once
two
you turn 21, I think
I
you're
think that
still
they're in
that's
two separate stages of life though, right? If she's
still
21,
yeah.
she's still in college, and if he's 26, he's out of college most likely, and he is like moved on in life, like to like having a job and like paying bills, and so I just think
Yeah.
that that's a
So
big
she's
stage.
berating him for lack of time we spend together when I feel like I'm trying. Yeah.
Okay.
So he says, "Hi all. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years." So they got together when he was 24 and she was 19.
Hmm.
That's way worse.
That's questionable for
That's
sure.
it's all questionable. I mean, like 5 years apart is pretty big. But it's not. I mean, once you get older, it's less and
It's a
less.
little less. I think it's when they're like 18, 19. That's
Right.
when it's unacceptable.
All right, we're missing the point.
All right.
My girlfriend for almost 2 years we've had lots of fun and laughs over that period, but we
Right.
also have a few squabbles every now and then. But we smooth these over and discuss like adults. However, one recurring theme that we've had clashed in not meeting up enough during the week. Not meeting up enough during the week. Excuse my reading. Now I work 9 to 5 and my commute is quite long. So realistically, it's actually 7 to 7. We both live at home. So it's often I will go home, eat, drive to her, which is about 15 minutes away. We will spend a few hours together. Then I have to go to work and go home. In contrast, she only works 3 days a week and her job is only 20-minute walk away.
Which means it's much quicker of a drive. But does she not have a car?
Give
Like,
her a ride. But also, who knows? He's
Yeah.
obviously working 9 to 5 and she's working 3 days a week.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
20-minute walk is still far. But
Yeah,
if she's 21 and doesn't have a car, I don't know if they live in the
I don't know
city.
what's going on there.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? Now, sometimes I am too tired to do anything, or other evenings I am either doing errands or meeting with my friends. But we will still try to hang out at least 3 times a week.
That's good.
We will always go to her house, and she does not like public transport much. So often I am the one making the journey.
Okay, so they live in a
The
place where
city.
public transport is a big thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's shitty.
Uh,
That's shitty, dude. I mean, you only got so much time in your week, and obviously you got to work, but she's worked 3 days a week because she's only 21.
right.
She's probably, not making assumptions, but, it's not.
Well, she's probably in college is the thing. She's probably in college. She's probably doing that kind of thing. She's working 3 days a week because she's in college, right? I mean, I can't make
Well,
assumptions
yeah,
about
we'll
what
say
everyone's
she's in college.
We don't know.
She could be just. He's making her off seeming like she's an adult.
It's important that we're only seeing his side of the story here.
Exactly. Yeah. So that is an issue.
Yeah.
All right. Nevertheless, she always complains. Today I was going to see her after the gym, and she just sounded a bit moody because she was always waiting. The journey to get back after the gym was going to be an hour. I said I'd be happy to do it. Then I just kind of snapped and said, "Why don't you help me out and meet me halfway rather than just waiting?" Maybe this was not the best reaction to her
It wasn't.
tone. And recent comments on this topic didn't sort of not sat right with me. For instance, since 2023, she has begun. She will put up a statistic like, "Oh, you have not seen me in a weekend in 2023 so far." I feel like she just wants someone to be there for her a lot more than I feasibly do. I don't know if I'm just a terrible dude, blah, 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 blah. TLDR. What does that mean?
Means too long, didn't read. So it's like a little blurb at the end that like summarizes everything that's being said.
Okay, yeah. My girlfriend and I have frequently clashed over the amount of time spent together, and it's starting to grate on me, especially considering I make the journey for us majority of the meetups. That's true. I know some dudes that who have a girlfriend who don't have a license,
Really?
and I'm like, that is tough. Or other way around. Even if you get a DUI, like that makes life
Significantly trickier.
right.
What a unique situation. Again, I'm a scruffy mountain man who spends all of his time in the woods. So maybe I'm not the best person to ask relationship advice from, but like I think that compromise is really important in relationships and communication is really important. And I think that if he's making all the journeys and he's making all the time, I think that there needs to be a balance, right? There needs
Right.
to be a balance. And it seems that he's obviously putting in a lot more of the work. And she's I just think that they're struggling and they need to have a healthy communication.
Right. Not easy. Not an easy way to be, you know.
Nope, not at all.
But also you're a lot older than our dude.
Right.
You gotta know that. You're 26, dude. You're an adult.
I
Compared
think
to us 21, 22, 23-year-olds.
Yeah.
Not for long, but she's 21. She's fucking where her head is like where your head was like a quarter of her life ago.
And that's the thing. I think that people are in different stages of life, right? Somebody who's 26 is living a very different life than the person who's 21. So that's important to note. There also needs to be appreciation and reciprocity here, right? If you're making the journey, she needs to see that you're putting in the effort, right? And if she doesn't, I don't necessarily know if that's on you. But if you weren't putting in so much time, I can see why she would complain. But it seems like you're putting in a lot of effort, which is good. I wouldn't have snapped. I don't think snapping is ever great. I mean, I've done it in relationships too, and I regret it quite deeply. But I think that it's just important to keep a level head and just communicate like peacefully, and not let your emotions get the best of you, as hard as that can be.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, that's tough, but you know, it's we're not the people to give it advice. That's why it's funny
Yeah,
to listen
I
to.
agree. Yeah,
You
like
know?
again, you should not be taking relationship advice from a mountain man who spends all of his time in the woods
You
away
spend
from people.
all your time in the woods. Here, we're gonna talk through this video.
Yeah,
that
actually,
Pierce
so
put
this
out.
is moving on. This is my YouTube channel. I just started making YouTube videos like, geez, 3 or 4 trips ago. They're all in 4K because I have a really nice GoPro, but I still have a lot to learn when it comes to editing and whatnot. You might have to turn it down to like 360p or 440 or whatever, but they all are in 4K.
They all are in 4K, but
Oof.
we're not gonna get it on this anyways. It'll work better like
Oh
this.
man.
Oh, is that Ryan Schitz?
No, that's it's all pixelated so you can't tell, but that's so I'm on this trip with Matthew and Megan Keast.
Oh, awesome. Yeah,
And
those guys
Nathan
are awesome.
Lavoie, who's a really talented climber.
And who?
Nathan Lavoie. He's a really talented climber.
Okay.
That's him right there. And we were hitting a spot on Sugarloaf in the corner. It's called the Sugar Bowl. It's like this geologic formation that's like a valley that forms in Sugarloaf. You can see it from the AT really well. Yeah, that's Nate.
Oh,
right
I know
there.
him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in 2 classes with him.
Yep. So you can see the Crockers there. That's North and South Crocker. That's me with my helmet on and the hat. I actually want to talk about that. I thought it was so stupid looking.
No, it's cool.
But I didn't have anywhere to hold my helmet. And I wear this hat religiously. So I just put the helmet on my hat and called it good. That's Nate trying to get a line, but it's just not happening.
What time of year is this?
This was like late fall. This was like right before winter.
All right, yeah.
Check this out.
Subscribe to it. What's your Instagram
It's
handle?
just my Instagram handle is the Links Guy, which is actually a tongue-in-cheek reference to an old job I had where I was working tagging pictures of mesocarnivores like Fisher and Martin,
Mm-hmm.
and my I have a huge vested interest in lynx, as in like
Right.
Lynx canadensis, and they just started calling me the lynx guy
Mm-hmm.
at my job, so I just kind of stuck, and that became my Instagram handle. But my YouTube handle is just Pierce Kempkes, and it's a picture of a hyena. So if you
Sweet.
like a spotted hyena, so if you find the picture of the hyena, you know you're in the right place.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Cool, man.
yeah, so that's my first video. 15 subscribers. He's about to subscribe right online. Amazing.
Always. Sweet, man. Yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah,
like
so
what
I
you got
have
going on.
I have 3 videos currently. I have one that's called Cold, that was my personal favorite. And that is Tom, Field, and Willie in Crawford Notch, New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty rough one. That's North Conway right there. Um,
I'm from Freiburg, so that's like
yes, you're
pretty
like right
next
next door to
door,
North
yeah.
Conway. That's pretty cool.
I grew up here, yeah.
Yeah, that's my buddy Kippy. Kippy hikes circles around me. He did like 500 miles sobo on the AT.
Okay, yeah.
And he's a really, really talented hiker. Really, really strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
There he is.
Super cool.
So funny enough, a little bit of a funny story about Kippy. We went to high school together before he went to Augusta and decided to attempt to through hike sobo the AT. And we reconnected over him through hiking, and we just chatted. And one night I brought him to trivia night at the local pub. You could just tell the entire time he's just had no idea what was going on. Because like they're asking questions and he's just like, and there were these like substitute teachers in the corner who got every single question right. So one of the questions is, what is the world's largest lake?
Caspian Sea.
The Caspian Sea, right? Exactly. But we all thought it was like, I thought it was Lake Victoria in
Mhm.
Zimbabwe. My mother thought it was the Great Salt Lake in Utah,
Okay, yeah.
but it's the Caspian Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get that. And these ladies got it, and they were like, yeah. Just for looking in the corner, you see Kippy. He's like, okay. So, yeah, Kippy just had no idea what was going on the entire time. So, yeah, that's the spur that brings you to Mount Tom right there.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
You know what
I'm
type
really
of trees
proud of
these
this
are?
video. Huh?
You know what type of trees these are?
You can tell me.
You don't know?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
These are spruce trees and balsam fir, but these are mostly spruce.
It smells wonderful up there. It smells like snow has a particular odor, I guess, and the balsam fir, it smells like Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an example of Kyle out hiking me, Kippy, because he just is like huffing it up this hill, and I am like, wait, hold on, let me take a video so it doesn't look like I'm struggling through this.
Right.
Yeah, but he's a fantastic hiker.
Cool, man.
Cool. Yep. So that's Franconia Ridge.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but Franconia Ridge is in the back there. And that's where
Try closing that shade. Maybe we can see if it works better.
Sure.
Right there.
All right. I'll be right back.
BRB. It picks up fine.
Yeah, I don't know if that fixed it at all, but oh, that's me.
Good enough.
That's when I had a big beard and shorter hair. Yeah, because so there's Franconia Ridge. And in the back there you can see Lafayette, which is where that young lady recently passed away.
She got lost, right?
She did. She was trying to complete the 48 4,000 footers of New Hampshire. And she wanted them all done on her 21st birthday. And it's quite a tragic story, really. She smelled the barn, you know what I mean? Lafayette was one of her last ones, and she approached it like a day hike, which is a mistake I've made before. And thankfully I wasn't in the whites and I could turn around, but she got lost near the hut up there, got turned around, and just ended up on the northwest face of Mount Lafayette.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
When was this? October?
This was like recently. Like I don't even think that this was
Oh yeah,
like
I heard about
December.
that. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
heard about that. It was there's been a lot of tragedies in the valley lately. There was
3
about 4 of the people I went to high school with passed away in December.
in the Carabasset.
No, in the Mount
No
Washington
kidding.
Valley, yeah.
What?
And one of them died through a car accident. Jimmy, R.I.P. If
Mm,
anyone knows him, super funny kid. I did soccer with him, and then
mhm.
Esme, which I'm not really sure about the story. I probably shouldn't be talking about it this soon on the podcast, but who knows? Who I'm not really. This is like I said, but she was at a party and like went home with somebody, and her boyfriend came home like pissed and or got a ride home with somebody. Boyfriend came home and shot her.
What?
Yeah.
You see, oh my god, this is the thing. I
So
think that
I
if
didn't know
you
her at all, but it's a lot of people I did do, but it's just like wow. And then another person died in a car accident the same week, which was
Jesus, man. I'll tell
just
you what.
so sad.
And I think I think that's the issue with like if you're mentally in a place where if your girlfriend were to go home with somebody, you'd resort to shooting them, you should not be in a relationship in the first place. Like Jesus, man.
True.
That's ridiculous.
It's true because it's like it's nuts.
Yeah,
It's really crazy.
that's just an escalation of you gotta be better than that.
Well, he doesn't have another choice now.
Well, yeah,
I hope he's in jail.
yeah, now he's in jail.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And but a couple other people died.
Yep.
Very, very sad. It's so weird when people that you went to high school with start
Passing away.
passing away, no matter how old they are, even if it's passing away or having a kid or
Yeah.
getting married.
Dude, a buddy of mine has a kid. Like one of my closest
Yeah.
friends, I so this is an amazing story. We had film studies together,
Yep.
right? Or was it was film studies or film club, one of the two. And he liked this girl who was sitting in the corner, right? She's the quiet type, and he's really, really smart guy, really incredible guy.
Right.
And he's like, I like her, but I don't know. Should I like go up to her? And I'm like, yeah, dude, just go talk to her.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like hyping him up. And now they're friggin' engaged and have a kid.
That's nuts.
Isn't that awesome? I'm so happy for
That
him.
is
And I met the
nuts.
kid and I've held the kid. And I'm like, damn, this is my best friend's kid.
Right.
Like, it's incredible. It is absolutely, it's surreal, because
it's just nuts
it's
when
nuts,
you whatever, when you just grow up.
yeah, growing up is weird. I think that
truly
kind of
is.
stems back to that relationship thing where like the relationship talk we were having earlier, where like there's different like stages of life, right? There's a lot, right?
Right.
And when you're in college, right, your mental state and your mental like worldliness,
It's
right,
still developing.
it's still developing, and you're like looking at things differently. But like when you're older, right, when you're like 25, 26, like your life is in a completely different place.
Right.
So
Even when you're 18, you're faced with some options that it's going to change your whole entire life. When
Yeah.
you graduate high school, it's either like you're going to college, you're going to the army,
yeah,
you're
dude.
going
And that's
just
like
working. Like
it's like a three-way path, and it's like completely influences the rest of your life. And you're supposed to make that decision at
it's
18.
nuts, dude.
Like,
And
you
especially
have to,
some
like,
people
raise
go
your
to
hand to go to the
college
bathroom.
for fucking 30 grand a year, 60 grand a year. I don't know who, if that's a bad thing for some people, but if you're spending the rest of your life paying off that debt, you could have just went to a cheaper option. It's like, whoa, that you make that decision at 18.
18.
It's like your dream college. You don't even know what your dream is when you're 18.
Exactly. That's the thing,
You're
man.
still a kid. You're just like, it's nuts. Hey, I gotta blow my nose. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Talk to the people.
Okay, I guess I'll run y'all through the rest of this YouTube video. So that's Franconia Ridge. I wish you guys could see this in its actual 4K glory, but that's some of the other whites. I think if you look in the far back, you can't see it, but you can see Mount Chicora, which is one of my personal favorites of the whites because it's just such a dramatic mountain. But I think this was from Mount Field. It's pretty incredible up there. I love that spot. We got really blessed with the weather. This is from Mount Willie, and if you ever get a chance to watch the video because there's a view of Washington, and you can see Mount Isolation as well. Um, and if the New Hampshire hike book says they don't have a view, they're lying to you because this was Mount Willie, and they said it didn't have a view, which is an absolute lie. But that's, I mean, watch the video and you'll see what I mean. I don't know if you can really tell there, but like that's the view from Mount Willie, right? That's the
Yeah,
view from Mount
it's pretty
Willie.
cool.
Like that's
You can do
Washington.
4,000 footers on Mount Willie, right? It's a
Yeah,
range.
Tom, Field, and Willie are a range of 3. Tom and Field are kind of boring, but Willie, that was really cool. So funny enough, we were talking about people who passed away in the Whites. A guy died on Mount Willard.
Oh, do you know the family of the Willies?
No,
You ever heard that story?
there's a okay. I have not.
And so the Willies were one of the first families. Let's look them up on here.
Okay.
And
Okay. I
so what happened was there was in like 18 White Mountain, Washington. Let's look at
yeah, you're gonna end up with some weird stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So what happened to these guys in the Willies? Yeah.
The Willie family tragedy. Oh
Mhm.
dear.
So this is an old story, right? And this is this picture. I guess you can't see it really.
I love the dramaticism of the Whites.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The Whites just look so epic.
totally. But this is a picture of how you can't really see it here, but there's a picture of a house here and a little shed, right?
Yeah.
And so what was happening? There was a rainstorm in the summer, and the legend has it that basically during the storm, the whole family ran out, and this was the only family in the area back then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ran out to the dog shed or the barn, and the whole valley collapsed, or the Saco River rose and carried away everything, and a landslide came and took away everything except for the house.
Wait, so they survived?
No, they died, but the house survived.
Oh, that stinks.
And so
Man.
everything was the only place that was fine was the house, and they found it by a barking dog. And this is 1826. So no one was out looking for him.
So the dog survived, but the rest of them passed away.
Yeah, because the dog stayed in the house.
What a smart dog. I'm
He
proud of that.
he didn't
dog.
even know. I think it was like, who knows what it was like.
Yeah, the dog woke up the next day and he was just like, "Dang, where is everybody?"
Yeah.
That's
Wait.
brutal.
Yeah. Ironically, this is the end of the story. Ironically, the house everybody escaped was found untouched. People say there was a ledge above the house which offered adequate protection from the spread of the house. Giving me some of the willies. That's
Wait,
where,
is that where the phrase "giving me the willies" comes from?
Yeah. Some say
Really?
yeah, originated through. So this is Mount Willie, and this is 302.
Yep.
And pretty cool.
So that's where Mount Willie is, like the one I did.
You're just talking about, yeah.
Wow, that's cool. I did not know that.
They have a picture of the house right here. You can't really
Yeah.
see it on the
jumbotron here.
That stinks. I wonder how we can fix that.
That's a fantastic question.
It doesn't really matter, but yeah, pretty cool.
I'm still looking at that.
Ryan got arrested.
I can't believe that. That's incredible.
Hilarious.
Wild Willie's Burgers. I've actually seen that place. That place is in New York, I think. Hold on.
Might be.
Is it?
New Hampshire,
New Hampshire.
Rochester.
Oh, okay, no,
Yeah,
never mind.
close though.
Because there's this like building in New York and it has like a cactus on the side of it, really like tongue-in-cheek drawing of a cactus.
Yeah.
It's like a burger place. Like I don't know.
There's always those weird like sculptures that you'll see in like older cities. There's this one in Massachusetts of a cactus, and I forget what it is. I think it was an old Mexican restaurant, but it's this like 110-foot tall cactus.
Really?
And somebody bought it for like $100,000. But it's not like whatever, the building's not there anymore or nothing. It's just like the cactus is like a symbol of the town or whatever you call it.
And it's a cactus.
It's just
in Massachusetts.
Yeah, just a metal cactus. It's in what's it called? Cactus.
Cactus? My brother, you just wrote cactus.
Cactus in Mass. on road.
In road. What
On road.
is this for real?
I'm bad at typing on the Chromebook. It's like
Yeah, I mean,
keys
it's
are
fair.
smaller. Yeah, this
What?
thing.
Stop it.
I wonder how I could fix this TV so people could see
I feel like the brightness is
the brightness on the TV.
the brightness on the TV is producing like a glare effect.
I'm not sure, but anyways, yeah, this huge cactus.
What?
Can't even like
Hilltop Steakhouse,
it's
bro.
a steakhouse, but now it's like a motel, and like the and the cactus isn't even like
And
part of it.
that's in Massachusetts. That's
Yeah,
the
that's it.
ironies. Like you see that in Nevada or Utah, you'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
But in Massachusetts,
Right, in Mass. It's kind of funny too. I feel like if you go west, I've never taken a road trip to California or nothing.
Mm.
But one of my buddies was telling me, he was like, if you go out west, you'll see the like towns in the Midwest will all have like the biggest weird like X thing, biggest shoe in the world, and then like the town will have like a massive sculpture of like a
like a fucking boot or some shit.
yeah, or just be like world's biggest paperclip, and it's like a statue of a massive paperclip, and it's like the one tourist attraction. It's like, what the?
Yeah, it's because the Midwest has nothing else like remotely interesting in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever seen the Field of Corn statue in
No.
it's in Ohio. Oh, well, you're getting all the good ones there.
Yeah.
You're getting like Mount Rushmore and the Arch in Louisville. World's biggest. Yeah, like the world's biggest cow.
World's biggest
mailbox,
like ketchup bottle. You name it. And I'm just like, they have you ever seen world's biggest rocking chair? They actually did the world's biggest snowman in Bethel, Maine.
So you know that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you know that at the town meeting, everybody was sitting there in a corner, like in a circle. They're like, guys, we need to think of the world's biggest something. And like one guy in the back, Jerry's like making a burger and he's got like a ketchup bottle and he's like putting ketchup on it. They're like, Jerry, you're a fucking genius. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
Like, what is it though? It's baskets. Strawberries.
There's like the elephant.
I guess some of them are pretty cool. I mean, some of them are like massive spiders in cornfields.
There's like the world's largest pike. That one's pretty cool.
Pike? Where?
If you go up, where is it? A little bit further. I could have swore go down. I could have swore like one of them was a giant fiberglass pike. Like right there.
Oh yeah, wow, yeah, that is pretty cool. Some of them are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
some of them are just really.
Yeah, if you're just doing a massive dinosaur attraction in the Midwest, what are you doing?
There's one of those in is it Freiburg? There's like a dinosaur attraction in Maine.
And what is their obsession with chairs too? Like, there's so many like huge ass chairs here. If you see
it's
all
so
these,
easy to make a huge fucking chair.
Yeah, I know. It's like, is that the best thing? Rocking chairs. Rocking chairs are like a Midwest thing, I feel.
I think the Adirondacks, like the Adirondack chair, like that you see in like all the barstool parties, are like a Northeast thing, particularly like New York State.
Are you talking about barstool chairs?
No, Adirondacks.
Like
so,
these.
No. Like an hold on. You've definitely seen an Adirondack before.
Okay. Give me where do you sit in them?
There you go. These chairs. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like the summer party chairs.
Right.
That's like a New York thing. That's like a northwestern New York thing. And
they are expensive.
Yeah, they can get really expensive.
$700 for a chair,
dude. But those are the wooden ones, right? You can get like plastic shit Adirondacks
for like even more, dude.
What?
For $1,300.
What the hell?
Yeah, weather.
Well, hold on. That's Amish though. That's Amish.
Where?
It says Amish Yard.
No. Oh yeah, by Amish Yard. That's not Adirondack. Anyways, yeah.
So like that's a New York thing. That's like a Northeast thing. But the rocking chair is a Midwestern thing.
Really?
I guess so.
What about so. I also imagine like some dude in the bayou like playing banjo in a rocking chair.
I mean that's the Southeast, yeah.
Right.
Because you can't say Mid-South.
Right? Like Louisiana.
Like Louisiana is like the middle of the US and the South.
What's Eastern Texas? Like what's Eastern Texas?
Yeah, Eastern Texas. I don't know.
Yeah. Eastern Texas, Arkansas. Oh, wait, Louisiana.
Alabama.
Alabama, that's the South.
That is
Louisiana's
true.
the South too.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I have family from Alabama. My family comes from Alabama.
Oh, really?
That's a bit of an embarrassing thing to out myself on.
Why? That's like saying your family comes from Maine, dude.
I mean, my family also comes from Maine, so
I
there
just learned the
was
other day that speaking of Louisiana, all the mill workers at the paper mill here are contracted and work here like 3 months out of the year, and they're from Louisiana,
no kidding.
and they all get like rotated around the year, like 3 months on, 3 months off, and they go back. And if you go to like Governors on like a Saturday morning, you'll hear like a lot of Louisiana accents and
No
stuff.
kidding.
Isn't that kind of cool?
That's pretty cool.
Didn't
That
know
is
that.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I didn't know that you could just hire work from other parts of the country
You can.
and
Oh, that's a huge
contract.
thing.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge rise in like migrant workers
Mhm.
and like people who will like work on farms
Yeah.
for like stay. That's a huge thing.
Mhm. That's also I saw this little documentary about like America and China, how like China, like America's business, a lot of America's factories shut down in like 2008-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After the recession and a lot of the things we just started getting from China because it was cheaper instead of making them here.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And so a ton of factories across the country went out, which meant a lot of people lost their jobs, became super like struggling to stay in the middle class. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anymore.
Yeah.
So China is now buying the factories back, and so it's giving everybody jobs.
I mean, that's good.
So it's like it benefits both ways.
That's good.
But like even this one's owned by a Chinese company.
I did know that. So
yeah, Nine Dragons, ND.
And there's a wall, right? Isn't there a wall to like keep the bad spirits out because they're super superstitious about it?
What?
I swear to you, I swear to you.
Tell me about this shit.
So I did a circumnavigation of Marsh Island, right? And I started from Marsh Island Brewing, right, which is the best brewery. Just saying. From Marsh Island Brewing, walked all the way around Marsh Island back to Marsh Island Brewing.
Okay, yeah.
So I was passing through Old Town. And I was trying to get as like close to the edge of the island as I could, but obviously if I had walked through the factory, I probably would have gotten like arrested. So I was in the cemetery and there's a big wooden wall, right? And apparently I was talking to some folks about it, and it's like a spiritual wall to keep out bad spirits because the Chinese people who own the Chinese company that owns the paper mill is superstitious.
Oh, but between it's a woman. It's the world's richest woman. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, that owns the paper mill, and she is the world's richest woman because she made a deal with Jeff Bezos and said, "Yo, you need cardboard."
Yeah, he needs cardboard.
I fucking got you, dude.
Oh my God.
So every Amazon box, basically the little like S stuff,
yeah,
comes from Maine. But you're talking about the graveyard in Old Town?
Yeah.
Right between there's a big wooden wall.
Yeah.
They're superstitious. The dead people that used to work at the mill.
Bad spirits, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I found that out and I was like, that's really cool.
I wonder why.
Yep. That was one of the things that happened on that circumnavigation of Marsh Island. Mile walk. I think I did it in like 4 hours or something. I was going super slow, taking my time. And this one guy, I remember I was walking on the bridge up towards like Bennock Avenue.
Yeah.
Or Bennock Road. And this guy in a truck swerved towards me and then swerved away, just trying to freak me out. And I just looked at him and I'm like, buddy, if we're gonna play chicken, at least make it exciting for me. Like, are you kidding me, bro?
Right.
So yeah, I've done some pretty stupid hikes in my life. I've done some really, really stupid things.
What's the stupidest? Stupidest hike.
The stupidest hike I've done. It's somewhere between the FKT of Precipice after eating 2 bowls of chili and the Bigelows without having snowshoes.
Yeah, Bigelows.
Mid-February.
I was there for that the day before.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, I think we talked about this when I was on the podcast a while back.
It's funny.
Yeah, a bunch of people were in the cabin and I just like walked in and I was just like had all my stuff and my legs were like shaking because I was struggle busing through the Bigelows and post-holing every other step. And I'm just like, well, that sucked. But yeah, I did my FKT. So I guess it would be the fastest personal time. My FPT of the Precipice Trail. I think I did it in like 30 minutes after eating like 3 bowls of chili because it was Take Pride in Acadia Day. And oh my God, I was in so much pain.
Take Pride in Acadia Day.
Yeah. So
Is
every
that gay
year,
parade for Acadia, Bar Harbor?
it's more so it's more so the Friends of Acadia National Park, which is like an organization that
Yeah.
supports the national park, like host like
Hugely.
yeah,
It's like the biggest funder. It's
yep,
like
yep,
crazy.
yep. They have a they have a
Sorry, yeah.
they have a what's the word I'm looking for? They have a like day each year where they have a bunch of volunteers go in and like clean leaves out of the gutters and just like take care of the place, take care of the park, roads. And afterwards they made us all chili.
Yeah.
And I remember it was funny because like the outing club members were sitting here and I was sitting at this other
Was this in
table.
October? Or was it like the cleanup?
Yeah. The fall cleanup.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take Pride in
yeah.
Acadia Day.
My roommate went to that a couple
No
of years
kidding.
ago. Yeah, and I
Nice.
think both my roommates did.
Nice.
But
And I was
it
just
sounded
talking to
really fun. It was
these.
just raking up leaves, hanging out, taking care of trails, making sure they all look good before the winter, right?
Yeah, yep, and are just prepared for
Do they pick
erosion.
up leaves or they just rake them?
You rake them you rake them downhill so they don't build up uphill and cause erosion. Sometimes you have to get like pitchforks in there and like really get the mucky stuff out. We actually played around with rivers too, like streams and whatnot.
Yeah.
We played around with streams and like
What are you talking about? Building culverts?
yeah, so we were like raking out culverts and like causing these massive like flows of water down.
Oh,
That
that's
was really
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
That
dude,
was a
that's
lot of
so
fun.
fun. It's so fun to channel water.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's so sweet channeling water.
We when I was a kid, I know we had like a stream in our backyard
Mm-hmm.
and we would just channel it and build like a dam, then build it one way, build it the other way.
Actually, so that reminds me of another stupid hike I did. You saying damn. I was for a while I was hiking every morning in Piney Knolls. I would do a 3-mile hike every morning before I went to classes. And there's this part of Piney Knolls called the Penobscot River Trail.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obviously down towards the river. And it was flooded, right? Because a beaver had built its dam, right? So I would be every time I do it, I'd have to go like up to my chest in water, just right through.
Right.
You didn't have a choice otherwise. And I remember this one time, it was like November, right? So it's pretty chilly, like 20 degrees, and I was up to my chest in this water, and I was texting my buddy from the UK, and I just look and I see this giant brown mass heading towards me, and I'm like, what? And just this giant tail comes up and slaps the water. It was a beaver. I was in the river with a beaver.
Dude, that's scary.
It was. And the beaver obviously
They're
turned
loud.
tail. But like he slapped his tail and he sprayed me with a bunch of water. I was like,
oh shit.
Holy shit, bro. All right.
Too close for comfort.
Yeah, that was a scary animal experience.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We yeah. So gym opens in 10 minutes. You want to hit the gym with me in 10 minutes?
Oh, absolutely.
Getting jacked. Me and Pierce are getting cut.
I'm getting prepared for yeah, you ain't gonna see any of that on me. I got a small upper body. It's not happening.
What do you do when you get in the gym?
I do legs. I do legs almost exclusively. Although I do have to do upper body because I'm preparing for a mountaineering expedition with my buddy.
Right.
This is gonna be my next video actually.
That's what Yukon said. You met Yukon. He was like, yeah, dude, if you just work on your upper body, you just get fat. Like you see all dudes that like used to be jacked and are just like fat.
Like
and
Arnold. Like Arnold. I mean, Arnold still like can push it.
But like all the dudes that are like runners, like could run until they're like 70.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's true. But I want to look jacked.
That's fair. I mean, that's completely fair.
You know.
So actually, my goal was, like all those guys you see at the gym who skip legs.
Yep.
Right. So these guys have like massive upper bodies and really small lower bodies.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the opposite and have a really small upper body and a really massive lower body. And so far, it hasn't happened, but I'm trying. I am trying. Yeah. But I actually wanted to ask. So what's next for Ignition?
You're like,
Oh, I have no idea.
I gotta know, man, because you guys are like the band that took Orono by storm.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What, you were at the first show? You were like one of the first
I was
ones
one of the
to
first people
show.
at the first show.
I always remember that, Pierce.
Absolutely, buddy. But like, I think you guys filled a really important niche that like none of the other bands had,
Oh yeah.
because you had Sizzle, which was like feel good, like kind of like prancing through the flowers, hippie music that you could
It's like
sway
a
to.
lot of like jam bands.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. You had
Grateful
Milk Street.
Dead. Yeah, true. There's like Grateful Dead, and like there's this term that a lot of bands keep using, which I don't even really like, but they call it Midwest emo.
Midwest emo.
Yeah.
What the hell is Midwest emo?
Or some shit like that. And I'm like, it's just such a weird term, but it's basically punk.
Yeah,
Pop
yeah.
punk, Spaced is, I mean,
So like Milk Street, yeah, Milk Street,
exactly.
formerly Spaced.
They
Yeah.
kick ass.
Oh hell yeah, they do.
Sizzle was like my first favorite band in Orono.
Yeah, dude.
They like brought it to the scene. Fucking Skyline Drive. There's always good bands.
My favorite song from Skyline Drive is Skyline Drive by Skyline Drive off the album Skyline Drive, performed by Skyline
It's like
Drive.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know what's next. I think we're just mostly what we like to do is perform.
Yeah.
Like that's our main thing, performing. And there maybe Sizzles is more jamming, so they can write a couple more licks themselves. But I like to write. I want to write music, but it's where I think the goal with the band here is to play songs that people know and want to sing and like.
Yep.
And that's what I want to play. I don't want to play shit that nobody knows any of the words to, or nobody knows, because that's when people leave. Or whatever. Personally, you know what I mean? I want everyone to sing every single word to every single song.
I think that's why, Ignition really, really filled the niche of like, because like Sizzle, like you could not ask me. I love Sizzle to death. Oh, I love all of them. They're all really nice people. But if you were to ask me any song off their set list, I'd be like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Hey, babe, here I am. They got a ton of ones. They're branching more into like the like soft, like rock.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Rock
Fire on the
covers.
Mountain. Whenever Emma,
they
always
always play that.
Nice. Milk Street is kind of, they're punk as it comes. Skyline Drive's doing their own thing, and Midnight Breakfast is going on tour. But that's the thing about Ignition, right? Is you guys are playing songs that everybody can sing along to, right? And all the other bands have kind of moved away from that. So mostly, I don't really getting popular. I would love to see you perform Stairway to Heaven. I was thinking,
I don't really like. It's too slow.
Too slow.
Yeah, it's so slow. I'd rather play like Freebird. Honestly, I would. A couple songs that we're doing upcoming: For Whom the Bell Tolls.
That's Metallica, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Seek and Destroy, also Metallica.
Nice.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, Dagonos is gonna crush that. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, he is. We're doing Bon Jovi.
Nice.
Not Living on a Prayer. Shot through the heart.
Oh, You Give Love a Bad Name.
Yeah, You Give Love a Bad Name.
Nice.
Mr. Brightside.
Nice.
And the last one, Walk This Way, Aerosmith.
Walk This Way, Aerosmith.
We're doing a lot more. Just learn us one at a time,
So I just watched a video of Heart, the band Heart.
Barracuda. I want to do Barracuda too, but it's hard because that's a really high song to sing.
Yeah, definitely.
Barracuda.
Yeah. But they did a rendition of Stairway to Heaven.
Yep.
In front of Led Zeppelin, and they like brought in a whole friggin' choir.
Oh, really?
And brought Led Zeppelin to tears, and they just
that's awesome.
Bodied the song. So
that is awesome.
So if you guys ever do Stairway to Heaven, I will be in the front row, like sobbing, bro.
I love it.
I'll be so proud of that.
I love it. Well, our battery's running out on this Mac soon.
Our laptop is about to die, but
this has been a good podcast, bud.
I agree.
It won't be the last time you're on here.
I know. I think this is part 3.
It's got to be part 3.
Am I the first person to be on this podcast 3 times?
I think a couple people have.
But okay, cool.
Yeah, doesn't matter. You could be the second person.
Second person,
the
third
first,
person.
second
We're
person.
doing good. We're almost there.
Hell yeah! All right, peace out.
Peace out. Let's go lift some heavy things.
Let's go get
and
jacked
let's go
at
get
the
fit.
UB Gym. All right. Bye, people. Sweet.